Hello and welcome to Crafting with Jane. Today I think we're going to do some more sort of cards for January. It's January's that funny month, isn't it, where you're in between, you're just after Christmas and it's before it really is springtime, but you're feeling in a spring mood. So I've pulled out some of Tracy Evans' stamps, which are from All and Create. As you know, I really love them because of their artistic looks. I want to put either January on there or I want to put spring on there. I'm not sure yet. So I've got that stamp set out. It's called Seasons and it's number 455. I've pulled out the little nuthatch because I think he's rather lovely. Although I'll have to look up to see how to colour him because I'm not sure. I think they're just brown, but I need to check. So this is robin and nuthatch. You know I've used the robin a lot for Christmas, but to use it all year round. And this is number 690. And then I thought I might use some of these little blue flowers. I think they're harebells, but I think I can probably use them as sort of bluebells or maybe sort of a snowdroppy type thing. And I might use some of those because I quite like that as flowers. So those are sort of the ideas. Using a square sheet, which is 5.5 inches square, because I like that size because I've got lots of backgrounds or card blanks that are 6x6, so that's the size I'm using, and I'm going to do a background on there because that's what I like doing. And I've got this amazing Scotch removable tape. It was sent to me by one of my lovely subscribers, and I can't thank her enough for this, because I was struggling, as you know, to find a tape that was really non-stick, and this is just absolutely brilliant. I've never discovered anything like it before, and it's something that I will use again and again and again. So this one, I want a big wide border on this, so I'm basically taking it from the bottom right the way up to the top here, because I want it to be quite wide. So I can take that out of there. I need to turn it round, so we're going to have this one literally just right up to here. And I can put this on. As I say, I don't have to worry about it all. It just peels off like butter. I've never known anything like it. And I've been trying masking tapes and or repositioning tapes, masking tapes and things for ages. And this is low tack tape is what we call it over here. But this is called removable tape. And that's why, as I say, it's just brilliant. We can get Scotch products, but I have never seen this removable tape. So now I have a very good source. I am going to be using it because I know I can get some more, because she's such a lovely friend. She will post it out for me, which is fantastic. So I'm just delighted with this. I keep it in its little box. And yeah, it's something that I can't find in this country, but I know that I can get it from my friend in America, so that's lovely. Okay, so I'm going to be choosing, let me just get my blending brushes out and see what we're going to use. I think I've tucked most of them up on here, haven't I? Right, okay, so I've got I want it to be sort of spring-like, I think. So I'm going to do, what colours am I going to choose? I'm going to have some blue because I quite like blue. I'm going to have some pink, I think, because I quite like pink. And I'm going to have some a beige neutral to go in. Instead of the pink, I might use a purple, actually. So let's use this one. What's that one? a pale sort of purple, and I think that'll work quite nicely. Right, let's start with this pinky one, or purpley pink, and it's called Fresh Freesia. So I'm going to use that one. I take this, ink it up a bit, and we'll take it from the corner and just sort of spread it across. Now I always sort of start from one corner and try and build it up, because I think that and then maybe some down in the middle, because I like to have sort of a marbly effect for this. And then maybe one coming across on here as well. Okay, so that'll work for that. So I always take sort of 3 points, and then from those 3 points I will just add the colour. So we need to take it from this corner this time. So I can bring that down. I'm going to take this one up from this corner. So it's going to come right the way across this time. And as I say, if you do it softly, you don't get the splodges. You know how I'm always getting splodges and things? It's because I race too much. Whereas if you start quite smoothly, so you're not pressing too hard, then you don't tend to get the same sort of splodges on there. Right, now we want the neutral one just to tone it all in together. And as I say, you can take it in over the top, because what I want to do is to make sure that I've not got too much coming in on here. And you can see I'm just sort of blending it all the way through, so you get this really sort of smooth look. So that's lovely. Now I've got to decide what colour I'm going to do as my accent. So it's going to be one of these. Now I could do it with this, which will give a very neutral colour. I could do it with this one, which will give more of a pinky colour. I could do it with the blue. I think I'm going to do it with the blue, actually, because I did it with the blue before and it worked out quite nicely. Now, last time when I went looking for this stamp, it's my favourite background stamp. I looked for it and I couldn't find it. Well, I could, but it wasn't where I thought it was going to be. So hold on one second, because it's the one stamp I haven't got out. So you can see the background. Let me just have a look and see if I've got this background one. Yes, here we are. This is my favourite background. Now I have used this one quite a bit, but the number is quite big on it, so I don't tend to use that one as much. And I know you can use little tiny bits and pieces in there, but I like to use the whole thing. So this is called Garden Notes. It is number 909, and yes, I really love this one. I've used it lots and lots and lots, and I think I will always probably use it lots and lots, because it is just a lovely, lovely set. Now I'm taking it off of both. Now you can just keep it on one and ink it up, but I prefer to put it on a whole block just in on the center. And I know you can see it hangs out a bit, but that doesn't matter so much, because when we get up to the top bit, I can just sort of you know, push it sort of from one side to the other. So this is going to be in the blue, and I'm literally just inking it right the way across. And then I can pick it up and we can put it down like this, just straight across. And again, it doesn't matter too much whether you get it all the way across or not, because it's the background. So I'm just going to pick it up, and that's beautiful. And then I just need another bit down on that side, don't I? So I'm just going to ink that bit. I don't want too much, just want a little bit, and then that gives me the background in on here. So let's just do this. Just like that. Perfect. So that's given me my background, which, as I say, I absolutely love. So I can just clean this one off, and then that's ready to go back. And I'm just going to just wipe this off the tape, because otherwise, once I start doing some more, you can guarantee that I'll get my hands or my fingers or whatever in it, and it'll come all over the place. So I'm just going to take some of it off so that it's not going to catch me. And I'm going to do this and get my fingers in it and then make a mess. So always be aware, if you're doing a large border like I was doing on here, that you make sure that you've got it exactly the way around you want. Right, I'm not going to put this back in the case. So what I wanted to do was, I wanted to have these flowers, I think, on this one. Now I have cut a few of them out. As you know, I have my little pot. So these are the flowers that I wanted, which are these ones, which I think are really rather nice. So I've cut 2 whole ones out, but I've also cut a few. Don't think I want one of those. I've cut a few little just the flower heads, because I thought I'd add just a few more of those in there. I've got a little squirrel, because I quite like the squirrel on that set, and again I've cut it out. So to just save time, I've literally just stamped and cut it out. Also, as well, I quite like colouring in alcohol markers. And if I do alcohol markers, then I quite like to make sure that it's got it's very dry. So I think that's probably all I'm doing on here. I don't think I need to stamp anything more on here, because I want it to look quite sort of subtle. So these are the bits on here. Now I can, whoops, thrown one on the floor. It's a good job I've got a few of them. So I can now just remove this tape, and it literally just comes straight off. I don't even need to worry about this. I don't even need to worry about it being on which corner and which whatever. It is the most incredible tape I have ever come across. Absolutely amazing. If you remember the other tape I used to have to try and use again and again and again because it just wouldn't work, this literally is as smooth as anything. It just comes off straight away. You don't even need to worry about it. It just peels. You see how it's just peeling straight off. None of this having to roll it back on itself and all of those things. It's just, yeah, just incredible. Love it. Okay, so we've now got a lovely border for this, and that's what I really like. Once you start creating your own backgrounds, it's really nice because you can just contain it in that border. So I can, and in fact I can turn it around whichever way I want. If I wanted to have it that way, I think I'm going to keep it the way it is on there. And these are going to be my little flowers in here. So I want to have these coming through. So I've got this one and this one. And I've got these little pieces that I want to just add in on there as well. So I need to do a bit of colouring on this. So let's grab my I'm going to use my alcohol markers because they are slightly quicker, and hopefully I'm not going to knock the camera as I bring them out. Carefully, carefully. No, I'm not. Right. Okay, so you can see I've had these a long time. The bag's actually falling to bits now, but it's not. I can still just get it undone with a bit of luck, I think. Why is that stuck? Right, let's put this down on here, then I can get it where I need to. So I've got it just caught on the... right, these are my colours. I have a swatch, as you know, so that gives me my swatches. And then I haven't got all of them now because some of them I have... they've run out, but they were really inexpensive, so I really like them. Okay, so colour wise I want to choose 67, I think, because that's a really nice blue, and then we need to take a darker blue, so maybe 61 will be the dark. So the light and the dark on there, which is fine. The little squirrel, don't want him to... let's have him sort of WG3. Have I got WG3? I've got WG9. That's very dark. Don't want that. WG3, that'll work. And then maybe a little bit of brown in on there. That'll work. Maybe a 94. 94? That'll do. Okay, we'll take those ones and see how we work with them. And then I can always add some more if needs be. Okay, so let's put this one in. These are going to be the little bluebells. Even though they are they look like harebells, they're going to be bluebells for me. So I just want to take these, and this is why I'm just doing them with alcohol markers, because I can do them quite quickly. There's a little bit of green in on here, isn't there? But I don't know whether I want, I don't know whether I want the green on there. No, I don't. I'm just going to take it right the way up because I want it to sort of come in like a bluebell. So I'm just doing all of the colour over these to start off with. In fact, I might actually be running out of this one. I've had these probably 5 years, something like that. So I'm not overly worried if they run out, because they are probably on their last legs. Some of the colours I use a lot, so you can see I use this colour probably quite a lot. So I might have to change it actually, because it's going to run out a bit. Let's have a look and see what's the other one on there. So what's this one? 67. 68 would be fine, wouldn't it? Let's see if I've got 68 in there. I've got a 63. It's a bit blue. 68. No, I think that one's run out as well, so I might have to have the slightly darker blue in on here. Let's have a little look and see in on this one. Yeah, it's going to be a little bit darker, but that's fine. Just take that one on there. So I'm just colouring these in. As I say, I'm not doing it overly precise, but then that doesn't matter. And as I said, you know, a lot of you will sit and watch the whole thing and enjoy it, and the ones that want to whiz through it can just fast forward it and just watch the bits that work for them. I just sit and craft and you come along with me, and that's the way my channel works. I'm not into doing lots of editing and stuff. I literally just sit in my craft room, or my craft cubby hole, and craft, and people craft along with me, which is great fun. Now, I wanted to do some of these little ones, didn't I? Because I think that they will work quite well, and I wanted to get a bit of dark on this as well, because these are all a bit light, but I want to get all the light first, because if I do that, then I can see what I'm going to do afterwards. So just take that through to one. And these are literally, I just cut them out of the leaves that were here, the petals that were here, because I thought it would be quite nice to add a little bit of extra layering and texture and stuff on there. Now I'm going to try doing some of these with the, if there's a little bit of this left, in fact what I can do is try and do it with the other end, because sometimes you'll find you get more at one end than the other. So I think I can just about get maybe a couple of these in on here. So that one. Take this one. So it's almost finished, but you know what I'm like with my waste not, want not. I try and do as much as I possibly can before it runs out completely, and then I can get my dark in there anyway. So because I quite like, because I'd started with one colour, just wanted to have just a little bit. No, this is like, that's had it now, so that can go in the bin. We'll have this one, which is the darker one, and I'm going to use the top part of this. Like that, and we'll have this as this one is the little last one. I don't know whether I'm going to use all of them. I probably will, but I just wanted to just add some. So I've just started with one colour, and then I'm going to use this, which is the darker colour, just to add a little bit of what do you call it, highlights and things in there. So I'm just going to do it in it's probably just going to come down at the bottom of this, isn't it, because the light will be at the top. So these need to just come in at the bottom. Let's do these ones first, so we can have these bits just a little bit like that. So I'm just doing, you can see underneath on here, I'm doing that darker, and then just a little bit up on there, just to get a little bit of shading. And then this one is just going to have to be a little bit on there. This one comes in underneath here, so we'll get the little bit of shading on there, a little bit on the tops, just to give a little bit of two-tone. So you can see there's just a little one underneath there, but then I can just add a little bit on the body. And then let's do this on here. So we'll have these bits underneath like that. This one will have a bit on here. This one will have a little bit underneath and just a little bit on there. And then this one will have these in underneath. This one can just come in like that, and then this one can come in like that. So we've just got a little bit of colour tone in on there. Okay, now I was going to do the squirrel. I'm not sure that I'm going to use the squirrel or not. I might just use the flowers. We'll just see. Let's have a look and see how these are going to go. So I need to pick them up carefully, put them in where the card is. So we're going to have the flowers just in like that, because that's sort of the darker part. So I want them all to come inside. Can maybe have them like that, and then I just want to put some of these just in over the top. Okay, I'm not going to use the green ones, I don't think. Or I'm not going to use green on there for just the little bits on there. Or should I? I probably should, shouldn't I? And I should do it before I put it on there. So Let me have a look. What green are we going to use? 46, that might work, mightn't it? There we go. I can see that one straight away, so that's an easy one to use. So I'm just going to, whoa, sorry if I woggle the camera. I'm just trying to get my light through. So I'm just putting a little tiny bit on here. So they're not quite bluebells, but I think they're harebells, but which probably don't come out in the spring, but we can pretend, can't we? Right, that's those. I don't think I need any in there. Oh, and I'm just going to do this one as well. Just down on there like that. Okay. Right, that's that done quickly. Put those up on there. Right, so I'm literally just going to take some glue straight away. What have I done with my glue? Hold on, I've got my glue over on the other table as well. Right, here we go. Just get this glue in on here. And then we can put this one down. Now, I know some people like fussy cutting and others don't. I do quite like fussy cutting. Now, this is quite heavy card. However, if you use a slightly lighter card, it's easier to fussy cut. So, this one is, I think 300 GSM or is a heavyweight, but this isn't. So I quite like, I don't think I'm going to have it too much of a slant on there. So that one's going to come up like that. I'm not going to stick it down completely till I've done this. Oh, you can see how there's two sides to a piece of card. So I'd obviously done something on the other side, which I either didn't like or hadn't gone the way I'd wanted, and I've used the other side. So I try not to make too much of a mess in on here. So I think I'm just going to take the other one, just tuck it in over a little bit. Okay, so those can go down nice and flat. Okay, so I like those. Now these little ones I'm just going to put in between on some of these, because what I wanted to do was to make sure that there wasn't too much stalk showing and I could balance the flowers a little bit. So I'm just going to put another one in like this down on there. One in like that on there. Because I want them to look as if they're all together. So we'll have one just coming in up on the top like that. Move these ones in here. Just tuck that one in there. This one in on the other side. Like that. And then I've got this little one. Do I put that one in on the centre? I think I could do with one just in that little space there, couldn't I? It's just going to come in over the top of there like that. There we go. Okay, now I can turn it over. Just give it a bit of a rub down on here, because again, when you've been fussy cutting really tiny little intricate pieces, what you don't want to do is to rub on here and then you pull the little piece out. So I think that works really rather well. Now all I want to do on this is to put, now you see I had the little nuthatch. I was going to put him on top, but I don't think I am. I think I'm just going to keep it floral, but I want to have the word spring. So let me just get, I could have January, but I want to have spring on here because, you know, well, we're almost, well, we're not, we're January, we're in the middle of winter, but once we've done our Christmas cards, the next sort of season that we look for is spring. So we've got Valentine's. We don't tend to celebrate Valentine's in the UK very much. It tends to be something that when you're young, you know, you buy your first love, first girlfriend, or you know, maybe a wife or whatever, a Valentine's card. But apart from that, you know, it's not really celebrated very much in the UK. So, you know, I don't, it's not the sort of thing that I'd send a lot of cards to. Although in the amount of groups that I belong to, maybe I will, because it's, will that fit in there? I think it might. You know, I might belong to some swap groups that it's going to be make a Valentine's card. So I never say never. But now I don't want to use black. I want to use the blue again because it's going to be subtle. Because we've got a subtle background, I want to have this subtle as well. So I'm just going to do it both ways, and then I get a good inkage. And then I just want to make sure that that comes in like that. And then I've got the word spring on there, which is lovely. Now what I need to do, and I probably should have done that before I did it, is just a little bit of what I've got in on here. I'm just going to add just a little bit of colour in on here. Not a huge amount, just a little bit, so that it's not, it doesn't look quite as stark. Get my scissors, which are, they've got to be about somewhere because I just cut some stuff out with them. I believe that I have a vanishing, there we are. Just going to say I've got a vanishing thing on my desk that things just seem to vanish, but I don't think they do. I think it's just I put them underneath things. That's going to come there. That's going to come there. And I think I'm going to put it, yes, I'm going to cut it down a little bit because I don't want it too big. So I'm just trying to take it so it's not too big, and then that can go straight in on the center like that, which I like. Now what I need to do is, let me throw those pieces in the bin. I want to take some, we want some splatters. I want some silver, I think, round the side of that one with my good old Poscas. So let me get my Poscas out in those colours. I don't think I want any other colours on there. I do quite like, I might, you know, I've got these sparkly ones that I really like. Well, there's a pink in there which I think might work quite nicely. So let's have a look at this. I want to have silver around the edge of this one. So this is my fat one, so I'm going to put silver around the edge of here, if I can get it out, because that's going to look the best, I think. So let me just take that from there to there. there to there, and I'm going to do the other one exactly the same. So from that spot down to there. Then I can take this and join these two up. Wait, do not slide that ruler. That's fine. Then I want this one. Okay, so that's given me my, and you see how silver is quite subtle. Now I just need to do this round the edge, and I don't want to, I think I'm just going to do it like this. Trying to do it quite carefully so it doesn't take up the spring bit too much. Okay, so that's that. I'm just moving it out of the way a little bit, because what I don't want to do is to have this all over the place. I'm just going to clean this up a little bit. There we go. Put that back in the cloth in a minute. Just dry it off with this one. It's one of the good things about having a glass mat, because you once you just wipe it and then it stays clean. Okay, so this is going to go in over on the top. Now, I'm not going to be using foam pads, dimensionals, anything like that. Our postage, as I'm sure a lot of you know, has gone up yet again. So to keep the postage down, I don't want it to go into, I can send this as a second class to people. So this is going to come right the way across in the centre like that. Whoops. There we go. I just want that. I'm just going to give that a rub down that way. Okay, so that's in on the centre. Now what I want to do is I want to add some splatters. Now I don't mind if the splatters go outside a bit, because my splatters are going to be, with a bit of luck, in this silver, and I'm going to do some pink as well. So I need something like this to just go. It's quite funny because sometimes I don't think this will, because I think it's probably too old. You can only do the splatters when the pens are quite fresh. So I'm going to try this pink, because I know this pink will work, because that's a new one. So, oh yes, you can see, can you see the little pink splatters coming in? Now I don't mind if they come over the edge a bit. That's lovely. Really nice, because that's just a little bit of bright pink in on here. And I might do I want to do the red? No, I'm going to do a bit of blue, I think. That blue. Because you see, these I haven't used for anything else, so I can still just get a little bit of, oh yes, these are coming out nicely. I'm trying to get the most of it inside, but if I get a little bit that comes outside, then I'm not overly worried. Okay, that's going to be perfect on there. So hopefully you can see it. If I pick it up a little bit, you should be able to see. Can you see the, you just take it to here. Yes, you can. You can see that it's slightly sparkly on there, which should make it look really beautiful. Now all I need to do is to choose a background, and as I said, I've got lots of 12 by 12s, so all I need to do is, let me just put those down on there so I can have a look. I want to do, and I think I'm going to do it in I've got some nice sort of spotty type ones which are quite nice. This, I think this is lovely because it's very sort of subtle and it works with the silver quite nicely. So I'm just going to put that on there because I think that will work beautifully. And you can see I've got a few little splatters on there, but I think that works quite well. I'm just going to put this in on here. And you can see this is very thin card because I don't want to use all of my thick card up. So I've got some thin card, which actually is great for stamping on and doing techniques on. So I'm quite pleased about using it. So, and then this is just going to come straight on there like that. So you've just got a little bit of that border coming round. There we are, and there we have our beautiful card, which I think is lovely. You've got all of those sort of colours and things coming through, and it does look really spring-like. So I hope you enjoyed that. As always, please stay safe and well. Please be kind, and look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye-bye.